All right.
Okay.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
I'm very well. All the better for seeing you, Will.
Oh, thank you.
Right.
I thought we'd just crack straight on into this. So can you just introduce yourself, what you do, and then what your role was on the Last Drop, the short film that we worked on together?
Yes, I can. So my name's Neil Hobbs. I worked with you on Last Drop, and I played a character called King of the Stag.
King of the Stag.
King of the Stag, and he was, yeah.
He already was the King of the Stag as well.
Stag, yeah.
He's a presence throughout the film as well. I think he's a big presence.
Yeah, it was an interesting character. And I really enjoyed and he wasn't there for very much, but I enjoyed those small moments that he did there, because it was quite impactful in the film, I think.
It's super impactful in the film. I think what I want to do is we'll play the clip, and then we can just go through it so people have like a reference for what it is that we're going to talk through.
Okay.
Is that good?
All good. Yeah.
Dan, stop it, would you?
I will not stop. I am proud of my boy. Here, mate, where's my round? Because my boy, he's only gone and done it. I said, hey, he's only gone and done it.
Dan,
hey?
they heard you the first time.
Come on, get up. Come on. Up you come. Come on.
Really?
Oh, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Come on. To the best carpenter in the world. You've done me proud, son. Right?
Thanks, Dad.
Cheers. Come on in. Oh, come on!
No, Dad, no!
Oh man, it cracks me up every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It gets me good, man. It really I was watching it yesterday prepping for this, and I was just laughing. Like, it's so fucking good.
Yeah, and that you know, in terms of the difference between the two of them, you know, Ieuan's character is much taller with lots of hair. You got this short bald man, father and son.
Interesting. You guys do look quite similar, though.
I think if you took his hair off,
yeah, maybe it'd be the same guy. Same guy. We should test it out. Or give you a big, like, long-haired wig.
Yeah, I think we've probably got more chance of doing that than getting Ieuan to shave his head.
He has shaved it recently, but anyways, besides the thing.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to go through, like, is how did you approach that scene as an actor? Because and I have some ideas around where the turning points and all that kind of stuff is, but I'd be interested to know your process, you know, approaching, you know, it could be general, like how do you approach scenes generally, but like, you know, specifically if you can, this one.
I mean, it helps building the relationship, because that essentially is what this film is about, right? It's the relationship between the son and the father. It was nice being able to meet up a couple of times with Ieuan, and also we decided to start a little text conversation, fun, and that really helped, and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
In the text, yeah. I don't know whether I've still got them. I might still have them on my phone, actually. So we had a lot of fun. So that kind of helped build and cement the relationship. So coming on to set, it was nice to kind of feel that we had that relationship anyway. That father and son, and it did. You know, the subtext of that was already there. So, and it was such a short scene that so they didn't need. I don't think I thought too much about the process of transforming me into the king of the stag. It kind of happened organically. Being in the bar helped. It was a very short scene between him being really excited and immensely proud of what his son had done. And then the arc for him was then that intimate moment, which was really important in that scene. That how much it kind of his son has evolved, and there was a future for him, unlike there was for the King of the Stag. He was going to go on and do better things than his dad had done. So that was a poignant moment when he, saying how proud he was.
Yeah, that's actually a moment I pulled out to kind of talk about as like a turning point, and he's because he starts off and it's just like bam out the gate, what, he wants everyone in the pub to know, and it's like really fun and everything. And then there's that bit he like kind of pulls him in and then says, you've done me proud, son, which feels like a big turning point there.
I think they're the moments, if we think about our relationships with anyone, really, I think, and with my children, I think that the bits that they remember are those pivotal moments, those tiny little nuggets where they see how proud you are of what they've achieved, no matter how big or how small it is. Just that few fleeting seconds is a huge moment in people's lives. The drinking beforehand and the partying afterwards would have paled into insignificance, but it's that little pivotal nugget of that moment, that emotion, is what we remember, I think. So for that scene, the rest of it was fun and the excitement and the dancing and the drinking and but that was the moment. That was the moment between those two. And who knows, he may never have said that to him before.
Yeah.
That moment before. So that for me was what I tried. That was what was important for me in the scene, was that moment.
On this, for example, the crew was already set. We'd already had a day and everything together. Everyone had bonded and all that. And then you're coming in actually like towards the end of the second day. And you've prepared the character we've met and everything before. But how do you find that as an actor, whether it's coming onto a short or onto EastEnders, for instance, like coming into an established crew, established cast, and you're like the day player and you've got to bring something in that's, high energy like that or like pretty intense. Like, how do you manage that?
It can be difficult sometimes, whether it's Enders or Silent Witness, or you're coming in on a day where people have long running established characters, well-known writers. It can be difficult, but the more you do it, the more I think it comes down to trust on two levels. Trusting the people that you're working with at the level that you're working, knowing that they know what they're doing, and then also having the confidence and the ability to trust yourself in why you're there and what you're doing. You're there for a reason. You haven't just fallen on it by chance or by luck. You're there because you've got something to offer, and they've seen that and they want that. So I think that comes with a bit of experience. It's always a bit, I don't care who you are, I think it's always a bit daunting for any actor to come into something that's already running. Everyone knows each other. That kind of rapport is already in the room. And then you're like the new kid in class.
Yeah.
And you don't want to disrupt anything, but just by your presence of being something new into the equation changes things. Whether you like it or not, it does.
Yeah.
It's just how much of a change you're going to make, and how that feels personally to you, because you are a little bit self-conscious when things are established, and it's like what am I going to offer here? What can I do? How am I perceived? A lot of it's in your head, and a lot of it isn't real. But that's, a lot of that's human nature, and actors being universally so insecure. So insecure. But yeah, it's trust. I think it just comes down to trust and going, look, this will be okay. Just do this. And invariably, pretty much everywhere I've been, I've never had a bad experience where people have been dicks. Everyone's got a job to do. Everyone's professional. And generally all the people I've worked with have been really nice human beings and really nice to be around. And I hope, that's reciprocal. I hope people say the same stuff about me. But I think that's what makes it work. You just have to trust in who you're working with and trust your ability. Because just like on a rugby pitch or a sports pitch, once the whistle blows, once the director says action, all of that stuff that you had in your head driving to the shoot, thinking about in makeup or whatever you do, it disappears. It goes, and you become the artist, and you start working. All those insecurities kind of leave. They come back again when you're driving home. Go, why did I say that?
Yes, with everyone though. I think it's interesting, isn't it? I feel like everyone has that, no matter what role they're in. It's like everyone's got a bit of that in them when they're coming to the set or where. But directors who just direct like an episode of a TV show that's running already, that's equally, how am I going to add? Like, what am I going to add to this? If there's long-standing actors there, how do you direct those guys that have already been, in 60 episodes?
and working with multiple directors. And
on the other side,
some directors they'll really enjoy working with, and other directors they won't so much, because whether it's relationships or they're just not their kind of groove. The first time on EastEnders was really nice because one of the characters said to me, look, the director you're working with, don't be expecting much feedback or having any smoke burn up your ass. It's like it's going to be bang bang bang. If you don't get any feedback, just take that as a good thing. You've met their expectations of what they want from you, so don't get in your head over it. Which is a great piece of advice, because sometimes that insecurity does come in, and the director might say to the person you're working with in that scene, oh, well done, that was lovely, but then says nothing to you, and you go, oh.
Yeah, but they might just be playing. They might just be playing you. Is it?
I just think they haven't got time to just. It's just I don't know. But you can't. You can't take too much of it personally. You're there to do a job. If you're not doing the job, they will tell you for sure. So you just got to accept that what you just delivered and what you've done is good enough for the cut, and they move on really swiftly because time's really important on that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I've found it if you have 3 or 4 actors in the room, and actually they'll all respond differently to different kinds of direction. I've had ones that need much more, talking about the subtext and, going through, beat by beat, these things. And there's some that just need like, no, faster, bigger, and that really works for them. And it's trying to find who they are and how, and then you can kind of run that scene a lot better and more efficiently, I suppose. I just wanted to end the last drop thing. I think we've kind of covered it a little bit, but what, if there's one thing that you think helps from a director to an actor, what helps? And then one thing that hinders a performance in a scene when you're on set, specifically film?
I think definitely what helps an actor from a director's point of view is if the director has a vision.
Mm-hmm.
And knows that vision and is clear, concise, and follows that through.
No waffly mumbling.
Yeah, it just really helps. And as an actor that this director knows what they want. And it comes across very quickly. You get a sense of, they know what they're doing, they know what they want, and I think they know how to get it. And if I'm not giving it to them, they'll find a way for me to get what they want. So the communication's really good, but they have a clear picture and a vision. That really helps for me as an actor, anyway.
Yeah. Clear vision, concisely told to you, I suppose, and then you know where you stand.
Yeah, and also ones that are. I mean, it's more than one thing, but certainly directors that are open to offers. It's very good having a clear vision, but if it is just my vision as a director. And as a creative person, I have something more to offer than just the lines. Being open to that and going, because for me, I think it should be a collaborative process and experience. Not every director is, and sometimes they can't afford to be, because it's like, right, next, let's go, bang, 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 because they're tight on schedule.
Like to be offered up, sometimes I think sometimes that has to happen on the set when the camera's there, you blocked, and then something comes. But then sometimes that can come in if you're lucky enough to have rehearsal time, you can throw loads of ideas around, and then you never know what will come up, and it's quite a nice space for that to happen. Yeah. And then one thing I suppose that hinders maybe a performance.
I think for me, and it happens quite a lot, and I think it goes back to the first point about having a vision. When a director is asking, they've got the shot, they've done the shot, and maybe this is my ignorance into the world of the director, is that let's just do one more. But it's never just one more. Let's just do one more. Let's do one for safety. Let's do one for me. Let's do one.
I'm so guilty of that.
Let's do one for my mum. Let's do one for my sister. Let's do one for my dog. And I don't think it ever, from an actor's perspective, you're not going to get anything better than what you've already got in the first couple of takes. Because I think what you generally get in those first couple of takes is, unless there's some big directorial change notes and you haven't delivered what they wanted in those first two, I think generally that's where the gold is anyway. That's where the good stuff comes out, because that's the energy's there. It's people like Olivia Colman on film and stuff, they don't want to rehearse anything. Let's just take it, because that's where it's going to happen. It'll happen in the rehearsal. You don't want it to happen in the rehearsal. You want it in that frame, that moment. And I think the more you do it, the more diluted it becomes.
I just did something with Mark, actually. We did the straight 8. So you have one roll of Super 8 film,
right?
And you cannot go back. You have that. You're not allowed to edit. So you have one take per shot, and you have to shoot in exactly how you want to see it on screen. You have to shoot in sequence, and it was so thrilling because we rehearsed it once, and then we shot it, and then it didn't matter. You had to move on. You can't shoot it again. It was like quite freeing, also terrifying. But it did mean you can't get hung up on things. You just can't. You just don't. No chance to.
I think that's good. I think because everyone's game is like, we've got to get this right. It's so everyone's game is just a little bit higher because the stakes are higher. Yeah. And you want, any good piece of writing, any good performance, any drama theatre, well, if the stakes are high, it's more enjoyable. Totally. And people can get a sense of that and get a feel for it. And I think that comes across on film anyway.